SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. Steve is our featured college football betting analyst this year at SBR Videos. And Steve, the first game you want to talk about, Iowa State at TCU. TCU's a 10-point home favorite. Total's 43. Now, TCU is kind of a young team this year, and they're definitely talented, but they're clearly not as talented as some TCU teams have been in the past. They've gotten some good wins this year, nothing too mind-blowing. Iowa State, though, they're always kind of a scrappy team. I'm always, kind of very afraid of betting against them, especially when they're getting a lot of points. How do you see this game? Why'd you pick this as one of the games you want to talk about?
Okay, let's see if I can convince you to take TCU in this. Iowa State's total offense versus the FBS is ranked 101st. TCU's total defense, and they always play great defense at TCU, against FBS competition is ranked 18th in the country. We have to talk about quarterbacks in this matchup. TCU's Casey Pawhall, he's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country, 10 touchdowns to just 1 interception. And yet statistically, even so, this year on paper, he doesn't look as good as he actually is, and that's due to their last game against SMU. They were playing in a driving, constant rainstorm, and that led to Casey Pawhall's worst, at least passing, productive performance of his career at TCU so far as a starter. On the other side, Iowa State's quarterback Steele Jantz, he definitely has the cooler name, but he's thrown 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions against FBS competition already this year. Iowa State ranks 85th versus the FBS in turnover margin, while TCU is 17th in turnover margin. And you and I have talked about how important turnover margin is. We talked about it pretty much every week this year, and we talked about it last season. TCU is almost 63% against the spread at home since 2003. And since 2003, TCU is 57.5% against the spread as a double-digit home favorite. Okay, that's not that impressive, but TCU is 16-6. That's almost 73% against the spread when getting less than 6% of the public betting action in home games. And right now they're sitting at about 52% of the betting action. This is TCU's first Big 12 home game since joining the Big 12 Conference. They just spent $164 million renovating their stadium. They are so anxious to show Big 12 opponents just how intimidating their home field really is. According to our power ratings here at collegefootballwinning.com, we like TCU all the way up to minus 13.5. You can get them at minus 10.5 right now. We think you should jump on them right away.
Yeah, you can get them actually at minus 10 right now. It's just Iowa State's one of these teams that's sort of been systematically a little bit undervalued and underrated over the years, and generally a pretty good bet against the spreads, which just makes me nervous here, giving them 10 points. But you think, no, that doesn't matter?
I think it does matter, but I think this short line, because of the way TCU played in a driving rainstorm last week at TCU for their home opening Big 12 conference game, I think they're going to be so motivated. And you watch TCU at home, and they have no problem running up the score and pounding people. And this is, again, a short line. You said we can get minus 10 right now. That is absolutely not unreasonable for TCU to cover here.
Okay. All right. I am 3/4 convinced, Steve. Great preview. Thanks.